Butler women's volleyball is off to a 3-0 start as I'm joined with Butler's Cora Taylor. Cora, thank you so much for joining me. Let's start it there. 3-0, your team went in the Bulldog Brawl this past weekend. What led to such early success?
I would definitely say like the connection of the team for sure. We have a super tight knit group. And then just having like Kyle and all the other assistant coaches just being like our big giant support group behind us. They push us really hard in practice and they just expect the most from us in everything we do.
What makes your group so tight?
We've done a lot of team bonding. So we do like team dinners and then just like team hangouts, like at a community pool or whatever. And we like just play like a bunch of games there. And then we also did like a team talent show. And then like we went to a place and we did a team game show actually. So it was kind of like Family Feud almost. So
Okay.
we just got to know like everything about everyone pretty much.
If it's like Family Feud, we got to know, like, what was one thing that you learned about one of your teammates during Family Feud that came out?
I learned that most of us are not very good at geography. So that's a plus. And then we also just played like a bunch of like 1 minute games. So it was like cornhole almost. And then just like there was a guessing game where it was like mind reading. So we were trying to like guess what the other person was thinking, and most of us were completely wrong. But
It's okay. It happens.
yeah.
You also this past weekend, Cora, surpassed 1,000 career assists already. How do you pride yourself on that part of your game?
I would definitely say so. I started setting like when I was 13.
Hmm.
And so I've been doing this for a really long time, and it's always been like a goal of mine to hit 1,000 assists early on in the season. So finishing freshman year at 992 and only needing eight, I was pretty excited about getting that within my first game of the season as a sophomore. So
Mm. What have you, it's still early on in the season, but as a sophomore, having just that year of experience as a freshman under your belt, how do you already feel yourself growing into an even more established player?
yes, absolutely. So
How
all the training with everything and like the old coaching staff with Jalissa Trotter, especially, she helped a lot with the game and understanding it and just developing all those skills.
you do have a new coaching staff this season. You mentioned your coach, head coach, Kyle Shondell. And what have you learned already through Kyle?
I would definitely say connecting with the hitters is a big thing for him. And then also just picking up on the defensive game. So just like you can't just set as a setter, you have to be able to do everything. So defense is a big skill that I've been like trying to develop, and he's been doing a great job with working with all the skills and everything.
How do you describe what the Butler women's volleyball team is like this season as compared to seasons in the past?
Well, as I said, I feel like we've gotten extremely, extremely tight, and
Mm.
that helps being on the court as well, just because we know how to talk to each other, we know how to pick each other up, and we can just tell when other people are down. So then we just know exactly what to say to them, how to pick them up, and then that just helps with our game in general.
Let's chat a little about you, Cora. So you come into school, you love animals, a passion for animals, but you made a little bit of a switch in your major from going from biology now to sports media. What was behind that switch?
Well, I've always loved sports, even growing up and everything. And I just think like the sports broadcasting aspect of it is really interesting to me. And even outside of college and like graduating and everything, I would love to stay within sports. And I feel like this was just a good career path to do that with.
How has Butler been such a great place for you to flourish with all of the other sports that you could get involved with being an athlete now that you know that you want to go down that route of having other athletes around and just being able to talk to everyone in those offices?
Well, the professors here have a great connection with everything like Fox Sports, ESPN, NHRA, like all of that. So I feel like that's a great resource for all the athletes and all the students here that would like to like progress in their major and like get a career within that. So I feel like that's just a great opportunity for me to be able to do that.
What is one of your favorite memories from this past summer?
Oh,
Core
uh,
memory.
I would definitely say probably 4th of July with the team because we spent it as a team. So we went to the community pool and we just like hung out. And then that night we went out and like lit off fireworks and everything in the parking lot. And BUPD actually came and told us that we got a noise complaint.
Wild.
Yeah.
You were able to open up the season this past weekend at home at Hinkle. How fun is it to play at Hinkle?
I absolutely love it, especially it being like a historic building and everybody knows about Hinkle, even in Indianapolis and even outside of Indianapolis. And I always grew up like watching basketball in the Cintas Center. And I feel like the Cintas Center and Hinkle kind of have like a connection. They're almost like the same. So I feel like playing in Hinkle is just like a big, huge moment. And I was always excited to play in there.
Do you remember your first game there as a freshman?
Yes.
Describe some of what was that like?
It was a thrill. Like the adrenaline rush and everything with all the people in the stands and cheering and first time on the big court. It was amazing.
What are some of the goals that your team has for this season?
We want to finish at least top 4 in the Big East and making it to the conference tournament and just trying to go undefeated as long as possible.
To finish within the top 4, what's that going to take?
It's going to take a lot of skill, a lot of grit. So one of our shirts, we have gritty, not pretty on it. So even though we won't be playing pretty, but we'll still be trying to get every single ball up and trying to do whatever we can to win.
I love that. How are you gritty?
I mean, I try and get as many balls up as possible. I'm just going after every single ball until it hits the floor.
Let's get to know Butler volleyball a little more because you're very close with your teammates now. So now we've got the expert here. Who is, we'll start with a couple layups. Funniest on the team.
I would probably go Leia Ebo, one of our freshmen.
Okay. Best dancer.
That's either between Jamison Kinley or Mariah Grunty.
Okay. Who are you going to trust with choosing the movie if you guys all had to watch the same movie on a road trip?
That's a tough one. Maybe Destiny Cherry. She has some good movie picks.
Okay. All right. How about best cook on the team?
Probably me.
Okay. What are we cooking up? What are we cooking up?
I mean, I feel like I can cook anything, but I feel like my specialty is like grilled chicken, some corn, mashed potatoes.
Corn. How are we going to season the corn? Are we going to grill it?
Season for sure.
Perfect. We love that. Your team heads onto the road this weekend. What are you looking forward to really getting into the thick of the season?
I would just say just looking forward to traveling with everybody, just getting more closer together, seeing how we play on the road versus at home, and then just the memories that we're going to make on the road.
Well, more memories are to come. Cora, Butler volleyball off to a 3-0 start. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.